What's going on, guys? So this is going to be first shots with the Taurus PT809. This is the 9mm 17 plus 1 in the chamber polymer, hammer fired, double action, single action with a safety decocker Taurus handgun that I just picked up on Bud's gun shop for $239.99 with free shipping. Very, very cheap, very affordable for something like this. Only thing I've done to it so far since I've taken it out of the box and did that initial video just to kind of show you guys what I picked up is I cleaned it off. It had way too much grease all over the thing, this shipping grease that Taurus likes to put on their stuff. It was just excessive, and all it was going to do was attract dirt, so I cleaned it all off and just oiled a few key parts, and that's it. I'm just going to run a few rounds through it, see how it does. I'm not going to do a whole lot. I'm going to take it to the range later on and do some more work with it just to make sure everything seems to work fine on it. But I want to show you guys just the first few rounds fired through the gun, and then we'll talk a little bit more about it. So let's go ahead and got our magazine here. All right, one in the chamber. Let's go ahead, decock it. Let's go first shot double action, as we would, because this is how I would carry it, or I would keep it. You know, if I was going to store it away somewhere or conceal carry it or keep it in my vehicle, I would carry it like this. So let's go ahead and try it out again. Just a few shots. Don't want to piss off the neighbors or anything like that. So let's see what we've got going on here. Okay. Pretty good. Pretty good. Let's go ahead and do that. We still have one in the chamber. Let's be aware of that. But yeah, so far so good. Nothing special. I mean, it's a 9mm handgun, so you know, it's not really anything I wasn't expecting. But so far, seems to do pretty well. Don't notice anything immediately, you know, wrong with it or anything like that. Shoots well. But again, like I said, I'll take it to the range, do some more work there. But it's just hard for me to do videos at the range, so I wanted you guys to actually see it being fired here real quick. And then, like I said, let's go ahead and skip to the portion where I've already fired it some more at the range, and we talk a little bit more about the gun. Alright, so what you just saw was yesterday afternoon. Today, I put 6 magazines through it, so I'm up to about 110 rounds on this thing of various ammo. I put some of the LAX ammo through it today. Yesterday was Winchester White Box. I also put some Remington UMC, some Fiocchi, and I tried out some hollow points in the thing. Now, what I'm looking for in that first, you know, in this case 110 rounds, is I'm looking for obvious failures. I'm looking for factory defects. I'm looking for things that should have been caught by quality control that weren't. So whether it's issues with internal parts, the trigger, the hammer, some of the controls, the ambidextrous controls, magazine issues. I'm looking for pins walking out of the frame, sights that move back and forth because they weren't secured down, that kind of thing. Maybe issues with the recoil spring. I'm looking for failure to feeds, failure to ejects, whatever. Those are the types of things I'm looking for. I'm not looking for long-term wear and tear, because to find that stuff out right off the bat, I'd have to abuse the gun. I don't want to abuse the gun. I bought this because I actually want to use it as a defensive tool. Well, that and because I got a really good deal, which we'll talk about more in just a minute. But I don't want to abuse the gun. I just wanted to make sure and be comfortable with knowing that it's going to work if I ever need to use it. That's really all I can ask. The other thing I'm looking for is I'm looking to make sure that it is going to do what I need it to do as far as just being a good, accurate pistol. Is this thing going to win any competitions? I don't know. Probably not. Maybe I don't know. Taurus does have a competition team, so maybe they go out and run with these things. I have no idea, but I can tell you I took it out to 45 feet, 15 yards, and it put holes exactly where I needed it to put holes. And I can't ask for more than that. Most self-defense shootings take place within 15 feet, okay, much less 15 yards. So this thing will do what I need it to do in a defensive situation. I have no problems or issues or doubts about that whatsoever. Just to go over the specs again one more time, I know I've said it many times, polymer gun. This one's in 9mm. They do come in 40 and 45. You know, it's a full-size gun. Got a nice beaver tail, swappable back straps, completely 100% ambidextrous controls, safety decocker, everything. Picatinny rail. You know, it's hammer fired, so you got single action and double action. I recommend, if you're going to keep this around, keep it in double action. Fantastic trigger. I gotta tell you guys, I really like this trigger, but it is a hammer-fired gun. Most hammer-fired guns, it's a tried and true design, been around for a long time. It's kind of hard to screw it up. You see more issues with striker-fired triggers than hammer-fired triggers, but you got a nice, clean, crisp break and a beautiful reset. Very audible and very short reset. Just like that. Okay, so really nice gun. Love the trigger on this thing. I really have absolutely no complaints. Now, admittedly, I'm already a Taurus fan. I am an unapologetic Taurus fan. I've owned many Taurus guns and had great luck with every single one of them. I know Taurus gets a bad rap on a lot of stuff, and sometimes it's justified, and sometimes it's not. I'm still a Taurus fan. I've had good luck with them. As far as this thing goes, let's talk about the price. I picked it up for $239.99, Bud's Gun Shop, free shipping. How do you beat that? This is a great gun. This is a really good gun. This is, I would put this up against a Canic or an XD or anything else. This is just a good, solid gun. Now maybe long-term wear and tear, maybe there's a couple internal parts that I might have to get replaced at some point, but guess what? Taurus factory warranty, lifetime. If something happens on the inside with a spring or something like that, they ship it to me for free. Right? If it's something I can do. If not, I can actually just send it to them. They'll fix it themselves. You know, I've never had an issue with a Taurus gun before, and I've had Taurus guns that I've had for 10 years. But if anything ever does happen, you know, I've got it taken care of. I've got it covered. But like I said, I would put this up against a lot of other guns out there on the market today, and it's $240. How do you beat that? I mean, honestly, how do you beat that? $240 for something like this. Taurus got a lot of good deals on a lot of guns right now. Go check them out. This is definitely one I would recommend. I will say I weighed this, and this is slightly heavier by about 3.5 ounces than a standard Glock 17. Okay, so it's a little bit heavier. The slide's a little beefier than a standard Glock slide. So if 3.5 ounces is going to be a big deal for you, maybe you might want to check that out. Another thing I've noticed, and I've noticed this on many Taurus guns that I've owned in the past, these magazine springs they put on these full-size guns are horribly, horribly stiff, especially right out of the box. You do need your magazine loader that comes in the box. I could not load by hand past 13 rounds. Those last 4 rounds, I had to use this to get in. So keep that in mind. If that's a complaint, I guess it is, all right? They do loosen up over time. I've, like I said, owned many Taurus guns, and the magazine springs do loosen up over time, but fresh out of the box, these things are, whew, they are a beast. So there's a complaint for you, I guess, if you want to consider that a complaint. But I can't say anything bad about the gun right now. It's a good gun for a ridiculously good price. You know what? If you're looking for something for vehicle gun, bedside gun, range toy, or if for some reason or another you're looking for a full-size gun for a carry gun and you don't have a lot of money to spend, this right here, Taurus PT809 or the PT840 or the PT845 if you want a different caliber, is definitely something I would highly, highly recommend checking out.